Alright, so quick deal. I'm going to talk about the history of women's wrestling real quick. So because the history of women's wrestling is so long and extensive, I have broken it down into seasons. So season 1 is going to touch up on the very first origins and the very early women of professional wrestling up into the late World War I era during the rise of television and radio. Season 2, we're going to talk about the very first ever women's evolution, where they built women-only promotions such as Glow, Women's of Wrestling, All Japan Women's Wrestling, and so on. And then the season after that, we're going to touch up on the very early WWF saga, Divas era, around that time period. We're going to talk about WWE, WCW. We're going to talk about what was going on in the indie circuit around the time and how women were treated. And then the very final season of the series is going to be in the 2010s era. The third? Yeah, it was the third women's revolution, where we had the likes of Charlotte Flair, Paige, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and we're going to take a deep dive into that time period and WWE, TNA, the Indies, what was popping off in the UK. We're going to touch up on all of that. I've got 4 episodes already completed. They are already primed on YouTube. Starting this Monday, the episodes will start rolling out, and every Monday you will get new episodes. The first episode is going to touch up on Mildred Burke, who is the very first pro wrestling women's superstar. Not pro wrestler, pro wrestling superstar. There's a difference. And I have to explain that because that kind of stumbled me a bit while I was doing my research. So the second episode, we're going to deep dive into the history and the world of carnival sideshow wrestling. Now, the reasons why I'm doing it this way, because there's the next episode after that. She ran the shit. Miss Minerva, she will be episode 3, and we will talk about her God-given feats of strength and how she was able to not only dominate men and women in the history of combat sports and professional wrestling. Episode 4, we're going to talk about Miss Frankie. Episode 5, we're going to talk about Lady Victoria. And then from there, we're going to start heading towards the end of World War I, rising of television and radio, and where they moved from the carnivals into arenas and venues and gyms and so on and so on. So around the end of all of that, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be like mid-November, that will be the end of season 1, and then season 2, that's where shit's going to get real interesting. But if you watch this whole entire video, I appreciate you, I love you. Please heart this, repost it. I can't wait for you guys to watch this. I am so excited about this, but I love you guys. You guys get some rest. I'll see you next time.